Hey, what's up, everybody? Jason here, eXp Realty. Welcome to Red State Relocate. Today, I want to talk about the Democrats' immigration playbook. All right, look, I am born and raised in California. All right, I was raised in the belly of the beast. All right, I worked in Silicon Valley for 18 years. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know, I understand how these leftists operate. All right, I know what it is they're trying to do. And what I want to do in this video real quick, I want to dispel a couple myths, and I want to talk about what I call the Democrats' three-phase plan, all right, with this illegal immigration push. Three phases is what they're doing here, and I want to talk about it. So first thing I want to talk about, though, is the myth. All right, the myth is that these 8 million illegal immigrants that have been imported into our country in the last 3 years, all right, the myth is that they're going to try to pass amnesty and try to get them to become Democratic voters. Look, that is not going to happen. Democrats, for 1 second, do not want to have to pander to these immigrants for their votes. All right, they do not want them to be voters. What they want is they want those to be ballots. Okay, that they want them to be ballots. So keep that in mind. All right, but the myth that the left thinks that these people from third world countries, right, especially from Mexico and South America, look, these are often pretty conservative valued people, right? They're pro-life, they go to church, they're small business owners, right? They believe in the traditional family, all right? The core values of so many of these people that are coming from these other countries, they do not align with the progressive Democratic left at all. And they know that, and they don't care, okay, because they don't want them to be quote unquote voters. There will be no push for amnesty for any of these 8 million people that came here, all right? A lot of these Democrats, and I'll say these Republicans too, they feel that they are better than all of us. And they feel that whether we're from another country or whether we're born here, they feel that we're stupid, we're ignorant, and us voters are the only thing keeping them from passing their policies and passing their things. And so, look, a lot of these politicians have zero respect for the electorate, okay? And it's even worse if you're coming from a third world country. They do not want these people voting. They do not want you and me voting, all right? They hate the idea of having to go back to their constituents and try to convince them to vote for them. They feel that that is an absolute waste of their time, and that if us voters would just get out of the way, then all things would be great. And look, that is exactly what they're doing, all right? What they're doing is getting us out of the way. Now, this three-phase plan here, I'm not making this up. This isn't conspiracy theory. I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. This is exactly what California did, 25, 30 years ago. All right, this is their plan. And ever since California implemented this plan right here, okay, that I have right here, ever since then, California has become a Democratic supermajority. Okay, the elections, right, in California are completely rigged by these Democrats. Okay, I know right now we have Adam Schiff running against Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey will not be the next senator of California, no matter what. Democrats will not let that happen. All right, they control the ballots in California. And what I call the California model is now going to start being phased into a lot of these other states, okay? And these are the reasons why. Okay, so phase one, let's just get to it, okay? Phase one, we know, we're already seeing it, is what do? You import millions and millions of people who you have zero intention of giving amnesty to, who you have zero intention of ever trying to get a vote from. You just need the bodies right here. And they're putting them in blue cities and in blue states all across this country. Now, look, I know Greg Abbott thought he was being smart by busing all these migrants to all these blue cities, saying, oh, you sanctuary cities. Hey, look, these sanctuary cities, even though they're complaining, they're 100% for it. They are thanking Greg Abbott right now for giving these ballots that they just imported a free ride to their state, okay? So number one, you just get the people in, you get them in there. They're finding all the housing, everything for them, okay? Even Denver even posted the other day that they're trying to get the homeowners in Denver. They're asking them to house these migrants, okay? They are not trying at all to get rid of them. They're not trying to deport them. They do not want that. That goes against the game, okay? And why is that? Why do they not want to deport them? Because of phase 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, phase 2, California already did this. They perfected it. They created the template, and now all these other states are following it. Phase 2 is what's going to happen here. Pay attention. In the next, 5-6 months going into summer, late summer, these Democratic politicians are going to start pushing for driver's licenses, okay, for these illegal immigrants. And they're going to say, look, they've been here for months. They've been working and paying their taxes, okay? And what we should really do is get them a driver's license. And what's going to happen, what they're going to do is they're going to use police officers, right? They're going to use public safety as their excuse to try to convince people to do this. They're going to say, look, police officers are pulling over a car and they don't know who it is, and it's an undocumented worker, and for the safety of the police, because, these Democrats who had no problem with, police stations in 2020 being burned to the ground with police officers inside of them, right? Antifa was throwing Molotov cocktails at police officers. They didn't care about officer safety back then. Right? But now suddenly they're going to put this push that they care about police officers, and that these immigrants need driver's licenses so they can go to work, and they're going to pull the heartstrings, and they can, feed their family without worry about being deported. All right. And people are going to buy it, and they're going to go along with it. And we know exactly what happens when illegal immigrants get driver's licenses. Right? It's exactly what California perfected. Illinois did the same thing. It's called motor voter, ladies and gentlemen. Motor voter. When they get their driver's license, they're automatically going to be put on the ballot rolls. All right, they're going to be put on the election rolls. Now, people are saying, Jason, that's crazy. No, they're not going to get ballots, because if an illegal immigrant was to get a ballot in the mail, right, it would suddenly be, it would be a scandal, right? If an illegal immigrant got a ballot, oh man, the news found out. Can you imagine if Breitbart found out that a bunch of illegal aliens got a bunch of ballots? It would be news, right? Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to get the ballot. Okay, listen to me. This is California model. This is the California model. The ballot is printed. Okay, the ballot, every election will be printed. It will say Jose Garcia right there on the top. And Jose Garcia will never see that ballot. But that does not mean that it is printed, and that does not mean it is stored and used when necessary. Now, you're saying, Jason, you conspiracy theory, you're full of crap. That does not happen. It happens all the time, all right? We already know all these ballot drop boxes, all this fraud that went on in the 2020 election. Okay, but even with that aside, look, another example is in California during the recall, the Larry Elder, Gavin Newsom recall. You remember that story where that dude was asleep in his car? Police found a guy sleeping in his car, and he had thousands of ballots in his trunk. Okay, now do you think, for a second, do you think that those ballots said Allison Smith and Cameron Jones? No, it said Rafael Gonzalez, right? Jose Martinez. All right. The Jose Martinez was not expecting a ballot, but that did not mean that a ballot was not printed and used when necessary. All right. So you import 8 million people. You do not give them amnesty. You give them one thing. You give them a driver's license. That gets them on the voter rolls. That means a ballot is printed, and Democrats use that ballot when needed. All right. And I'm telling you, when these immigrants get the driver's license, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's game over. That's game over. Don't go thinking that they have to pass amnesty and citizenship and all this stuff. Oh, if you just join the army for 4 years, then you'll get citizenship. No. All they need right now is for 8 million people to get driver's licenses. When 8 million people, or even half of that, get driver's licenses, it's game over, ladies and gentlemen. I am telling you, there will never be another Republican president elected in this country ever again. Why? Because of phase 3. Okay, phase 3 is the electoral votes. All right, California, again, they've already done this. I'm not making this up. California right now has five extra electoral votes, okay, because illegal immigrants in California are counted for the census. Again, Democrats are saying these are people that are working and they're providing for their families and they deserve representation, okay? And they're going to sell this in Colorado and in Illinois and in New York, all right? And they're going to start pushing it in these red states too. They're going to do everything. Well, no, let me take that back. Not so much in the red states because they want these electoral votes in the blue states, Oregon, Washington, okay? All across the country, the blue states are going to start picking up electoral votes. 8 million people have been added to our population. That means electoral votes across all these blue states are going to go up. So when you have a state like Florida, say that has 30 electoral votes, if Democrats can pick up 30 electoral votes across all the blue states in this country, 2 here, 3 there, then Florida will no longer matter. Okay, that's the point. That's what we're getting at. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's the game. That's the playbook right there. You import them, you give them driver's licenses, they get the ballots, but what they really get is they get representation and they're going to start getting electoral votes in these blue states. And so between the blue states, just going to pick up a little bit here and there, but across the board, it's going to wipe out all those 28, 30 electoral votes that Florida has or that Texas has. And that's it. You will never see another Republican president in this country ever again. All right. That's how Democrats play. All right. That's how they play. They play to win. All right. And all you Republicans out there who are playing small ball, who got your head up your ass. All right. You're the Ken Bucks of the world who are out there stabbing the Lauren Boeberts of the world in the back, playing their stupid little vindictive games between Republicans because, I don't want her to have my seat. So they're playing this stupid game. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? While Republicans are over here messing around, playing stupid games, screwing themselves, Democrats are playing to win right here. All right. This is the Democratic playbook. You import them, you give them driver's licenses, right? So you get the ballot. They'll never see the ballot, but the ballot will be used when necessary. Absolutely, I'm right. And then they get those electoral votes, and that will wipe out any electoral votes in red states, and you will never see another Republican president in the history of this country ever again. That's how Democrats play. All right. So I'm not saying it like complaining about it. Okay. I'm not complaining. That's how Democrats roll. That's how they roll. That's how they've always rolled. Democrats have one goal, one purpose, and that's to win. That is to defeat conservatism. All right. And while all you Republicans out here, the Mitch McConnells and the Kevin McCarthys who are quitting their seats. Well, maybe, McConnell's not quitting his seat, but McCarthy is, leaving this razor thin majority in the House. They'd be willing to give Hakeem Jeffries the gavel before the next election because they think that somehow that's playing politics. And meanwhile, right here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll say this, and I'll kind of close with this. You're starting to see Democrats, Joe Biden starting to push for, we need to close the border. I need Republicans to close the border. And he's going to start doing this going into the election here coming up. He's going to really start pushing he will pushing to close the border. Why? Because they already got the 8 million. Okay. They got 8 million people. That's all they need. They don't need any more. So now that they got the 8 million, the first 3 years of his presidency, they just flooded, right, America with these ballots. All right. And now they can say, okay, time to close the door, And then they can try to pretend like they're tough on immigration and suddenly they're the ones that care about border policy. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Where am I off? I don't think I'm off. I'm seeing a lot of these pundits on TV talking about how these are voters and the Democrats are thinking that they're going to vote for them. Democrats do not want to have to convince anybody to vote for them. All right. What they want is the ballot. Democrats know, okay, that voters do not win elections. Okay. Ballots. Okay. Ballots win elections. And that's what they're going for. That's the ballot harvesting, operations that they have running. Okay. That's these, the voter rolls, the motor voter. That's how they play They do not play to lose. They play to win. So Republicans better get on board. All right. It is fourth quarter right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is Democrats are throwing a Hail Mary pass. There's 8 million illegal immigrants in the end zone. All right. That ball is in the air right now. And it's going to be up to Republicans. It's going to be up to the people in these blue states to push back, to understand what the game is. All right. And if they catch the ball, that's it. That's game. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And as always, hey, look, if you're looking to move out of a blue city, blue state, you want to move to Red State America, you let me know. I'm going to help you do it. All right. I'll see you next time.